ICW fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan and original ICW fan Robert. The Future is Now 3 was a good show this past Friday night from the Elks Lodge in Queensboro Elks Lodge on Queens Boulevard. In a pre-show, Azrael and Prince Nana come out and they wanted to give someone a chance, and they called out Deranged, and they decided they would be a tag team, and their match eventually got underway as Azrael and Deranged defeated Sam Shields and Kai Katani, and a team known as the Brotherhood. Azrael and Deranged were victorious, but after the match, Azrael attacked Deranged. On to the main show, we saw tag team action with Team Tremendous, Dan Barry and Bill Carr, defeat Milk Chocolate, Brandon Watts, and Randy Summers in a very good matchup. Up next, Matthew Ryan Shapiro comes out and introduces the King of New York, AC Negro, to the crowd. And that led to the Grim Reaper, accompanied by Julius Smokes, hitting the ring, and the match went on, and there were moments where Smokes was chasing Shapiro around the ringside area. Eventually, the DRS entrance theme starts to play, and out comes Negro's former tag team partner, Casey Blade, and Negro stands on the second rope. Eventually, Grim Reaper capitalized and defeated the King of New York to pick up the win. Up next was the six-way lucha matchup, as we saw elimination-style match, which saw Smiley defeat Romantic Touch, Shinron, Dorian Graves, Frightmare, and Panda Man. Latin Dragon was originally announced for this match. I wonder what went wrong there. Up next, Nick Gage took on Danny DeMonto in a New York City street fight, which was ordered to be stopped by the New York State Athletic Commission, and the fans were livid about that one. And eventually, at that point, they went on to intermission. During intermission, Gage and DeMonto are brawling in the crowd, and they went out the door on the side door on Goldsmith Street, I think it is. Eventually, they came back in the building, brought it back to the ring, and the guardrail in front of us was getting knocked over many times throughout the night, and Nick Gage ended up defeating Danny DeMonto with a choke breaker. So I don't know if the match really was ordered to stop or what the deal was. Up next, Matt Stryker comes out and talks about when he started in the wrestling business, about he worked for ICW, and he mentioned ECW was done, and I forgot what else he ended up saying, but he introduced EYFBO to the ring, and that led up to their match with the FBI, Little Guido and Tony Mama Luke, and EYFBO picked up their second win in a row and currently undefeated in ICW as they defeated the FBI in a very good tag team match. Up next, the Greek god Papadon took on AR Fox in a very competitive matchup, and during this matchup, Azrael and Prince Nana come out, and I don't know if that young lady in Fox's corner is his actual girlfriend or who she is. She was cornered by Azrael and Nana, and eventually Papadon had eventually capitalized and got the victory over Fox. Then Nana and Azrael, they hit the ring, putting the boots to Fox, and then Papadon joined in on the brutality until the Prince of Queens, Brian Myers, who was defeated by Papadon at the Next Generation back in March, makes the save, and Papadon took the microphone and pretty much issued a challenge for himself and Azrael to face Myers and Fox in a tag team matchup. Up next, in a trios gauntlet matchup, it kicked off with Blade Michaels, CPA, and Ken Broadway defeating Nightmare and the Men of Business, which was Jimmy Jack Cash, and I apologize for not getting the other guy's name, but once they tagged Nightmare into the match, Men of Business, MOB, they left Nightmare out to dry as he ended up getting pinned, enabling CPA, Michaels, and Broadway to win the first leg of the gauntlet. But then, the next part, out comes General Rosario and the Disrespectfuls, Bobby C. De Niro and Eric Draven, and they hit the ring and they were victorious in the second leg of the gauntlet over Michaels, CPA, and Broadway. Then out came One Night Only, Mark Quinn and the Rogue Anthony Gangone, and their trios partner for this match, Sasha Jenkins, where One Night Only and Sasha were victorious over Rosario and the Disrespectfuls to win the trios gauntlet match. Then it was main event time on Queens Boulevard, as we saw the Amazing Red defeat Bad Boy Joey Janela in a very good competitive matchup. Many of the fans were laughing at the grunts and growls Red and Janela were making in the matchup. Danny DeMonto eventually hits the ring and goes after Red and Janela eventually double super kick Danny. And I think Danny issued a challenge for a tag match where Danny would get a partner to face Red and Janela. We'll have to stay tuned about all of that, I suppose. Well, time for the personal notes. Great seeing Anthony Kalman, Mike McNicholas, Stella, Jasmine. I did notice you ladies dancing when Dorian Graves came out to TKA's Runaway Love. Great seeing Jose. Who else I remember seeing that I know of? Well, here's one memorable quote. Fuck that guy! Fuck that guy! Matt Kanellis and a few others towards Jose during Gage DeMonto. I really thought this was a good show. The crowd wasn't as big as it was for the Next Generation back in March. I'm glad the same DJ was playing music again, and it looks like ICW is going to stick with it. I did pick up the Next Generation DVD, and I hope other ICW shows from recent memory will eventually come out soon. I have to say, sure hope if there will be more Future Is Now shows in the future, no pun intended, that more of the guys we saw the other night will be featured. ICW returns with their first ever double shot, as they will be running Friday, June 26th and Saturday, June 27th. Don't know which one. Here's my match wish list I'd like to see for either show. I would like to see, since the challenge was issued, Papa Don and Azrael take on AR Fox and Brian Myers. I'd like to see Casey Blade, if he's ready, one-on-one with EC Negro. I'd like to see... Well, I can't really think of anything else at this time. Hey, Jack Sabbath, how about since we didn't have Tommy Dreamer versus Matt Tremont back in March, how about trying to get that match for June 26th or 27th? Oh, great to see Carlos Suarez. Glad he made the show. Debbie Kane, I noticed. But yeah, definitely Future Is Now 3 was very good, and can't wait for Future Is Now 4.